Before we can talk about how these characters are similar, we first need to understand who they are and what they've been through. They're all from different shows and have faced different problems in their lives. However, they all struggle with their mental health, have a hard time managing their emotions and relationships, and often turn to unhealthy ways of coping. Understanding each character's story is important to see how they are similar.
She got it.
Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad has gone through a lot of difficult experiences in his life. He grew up in an abusive household with an emotionally distant father and a mother who struggled with addiction. After leaving home, Jesse got involved in the drug trade and started using and selling drugs. Jesse's involvement with the drug trade caused him to lose people he loved, including his girlfriend Jane, who died from a drug overdose. He also had to deal with violence, danger, and imprisonment. These experiences have caused him to struggle with his mental health and turn to drugs to cope. Bojack Horseman, the main character of the animated series, was a famous TV star in the 90s who had a hit show called Horsin' Around. However, as the show ended, Bojack struggled to find purpose and meaning in his life. He turned to drugs and alcohol to cope with his depression and anxiety, and his substance abuse led to several negative consequences. Bojack's self-destructive behavior caused him to hurt the people he loved, including his best friend Diane and his ex-girlfriend Princess Carolyn. He also struggled with feelings of guilt and regret, which only worsened his depression and anxiety. Tony is a mob boss dealing with the stress of running his business and balancing his personal life. He is also grappling with depression, anxiety, and panic attacks, which have worsened his relationship with his family and peers. Throughout the series, Tony turns to therapy to cope with his mental health issues, but he also struggles with addiction to alcohol and prescription drugs. He often feels powerless in his own life, and this makes him lash out at those around him, causing rifts in his relationships. Rue Bennet from Euphoria has also faced a lot of difficulties in her life. She struggled with anxiety and depression from a young age and felt disconnected from her peers. When her father died, Rue turned to drugs to numb her pain and cope with her emotions. She became addicted to drugs and was forced to go to rehab after overdosing. Rue has a hard time managing her emotions and often feels isolated and alone. Her addiction has also caused her to lose the trust of her family and friends, which has made it difficult for her to connect with others. Despite coming from different backgrounds and facing different challenges, Tony Soprano, Jesse Pinkman, Bojack Horseman, and Rue Bennet share several similarities. Firstly, they all struggle with mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and addiction. They have all experienced trauma or difficult life circumstances that have impacted their mental well-being. Secondly, they all have difficulty managing their emotions and relationships. They often lash out or hurt those closest to them as a result of their struggles. They also have trouble connecting with others and maintaining trust in their relationships. Thirdly, they all try to cope with their struggles through unhealthy means, such as drug and alcohol use. However, they also seek help and support in the form of therapy or rehab. Tony Soprano, Jesse Pinkman, Bojack Horseman, and Rue Bennet are complex characters that many people can relate to. They each struggle with their mental health and have a hard time managing their emotions and relationships. If you're interested in learning more, check out the link in the video description for more information on online mental therapy. Remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health.